नॉन इथिकल थेरीज काय डिफरन्स असतो कन्व्हेन्शनलिस्ट इथिकल थेरीज आणि नॉन कन्व्हेन्शनलिस्ट मध्ये? व्हॉट इज द डिफरन्स इन दॅट टू थेरीज? Yes. So briefly, if we have to revise the points which we have completed. See, from chapter number 1, we have seen the points. Introduction, what is business ethics? Overview. Then what is importance of business ethics? The 10-11 point paहिले आपण importance चे. Then key context in the business ethics, that are globalization and sustainability. That points we have completed. And then these ethical theories we have seen. So ethical theories means that is the standard guiding document which is helpful to decide the business ethics norms, or to prepare the business ethics documents we can use this normative ethical theories as a standard guideline. So in ethical theories there are two types again, normative and descriptive ethical theories. Okay, so that points we have seen. So we are meeting after so many days. So quickly if we have to revise the ethical theory, so that classification it is like this. Okay, so all these points we have completed. Whatever I am sliding past. See, ethical theories दोन types आहेत, normative आणि descriptive. त्यातले normative ethical theory म्हणजे काय? That is standard theory which is providing the guidelines of basic moral principles irrespective of situation. Standard basic moral principles are discussed in the normative ethical theory, whereas in the descriptive ethical theory, stepwise the description is taken for how to take the right decision in a particular situation. So this is by considering the situation, stepwise description is there. आणि नॉर्मेटिव्ह मध्ये काय असतं? स्टँडर्ड जे नॉर्म्स आहेत, or whatever are the standard ethical rules. So by that rules are supposed to be followed, and that is not giving more focus on the basic, or that is not giving more focus on the situation, whereas it is giving focus on the basic norms. Okay, so again that two types are there in the normative ethical theory. Consequentialist and non-consequentialist. So non-consequentialist means yes, anybody wants to ask any question? Somebody was talking, Janvi. Okay. So consequentialist means which is considering the outcome and accordingly the actions are taken, and non-consequentialist means irrespective of actions, the steps are taken by considering the basic rules as a baseline. That is the difference in these two theories. So this is the main classification, and these four normative major normative ethical theories we have to see in this particular point. So we have considered egoism, utilitarianism, ethics of duties, rights and justice. So these are the four major normative theories. So out of that, egoism consists of main focus on individual interest. Egoism चा अर्थ काय आहे? Main focus on the individual interest. Then this utilitarianism that gives focus on the collective welfare of the society, or it is working on the basic principle of the greatest happiness principle. So these two we have covered in detail. So whether these two theories are clear to everyone? काय points आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये लक्षात आलंय का सगळ्यांच्या? Yes, give the answers please. Meenakshi?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
these are consequentialist because there, by considering the basic moral rules, the actions are taken. So these are the consequentialists because here by considering the effect, म्हणजे आता इथं बघा या second theory मध्ये, whether the action is going to be helpful for all or whether it is going to give pleasure for all, based on that the decision is taken. That's why it is consequentialist. Here also, whether it is for self-interest or for interest of all, by considering that the decision is taken. So that's why these two are consequentialist. So I hope that is clear to you. Then non-consequentialist मध्ये दोन theories आहेत, ethics of duties आणि rights and justice. Okay, so this point we have started in the previous lecture. So ethics of duties, that theory that is invented by Kant. So Kant is name of the scientist who has invented this ethics of duty normative theory. So focus is on what? Obviously the focus is on duties to be performed by the each stakeholder. There the focus it is given. Here focus is on duties of the stakeholders. What is the rule? So this we have discussed in the previous lecture. Categorical imperative. So what is this concept? I have shown you that document also in the previous lecture. Categorical imperative म्हणजे काय सांगा मला? What is this categorical imperative? What is that concept? Who has invented this categorical imperative?
त्यामध्ये consistency, human dignity and universality.
Okay, so categorical imperative, that is the document which is invented by this scientist Kant, and that is explaining what are the rules which are applicable at any situation, which are applicable universally. So I will show you that document once again so that it will be clear. Categorical imperative ही मेन बेसलाइन आहे या नॉर्मेटिव्ह इथिकल थिअरी साठी. कन्सेप्ट ऑफ ह्युमन बीइंग, पहिल्यामध्ये काय होतं इगोइझम मध्ये? मॅन विथ लिमिटेड नॉलेज और लिमिटेड ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह. इन शॉर्ट वी कॅन से सेल्फिशनेस, मीन्स ही इज नॉट कन्सिडरिंग द वेलफेअर ऑफ ऑल. सेकंड मध्ये काय होतं? मॅन इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय avoidance of pain and gain of pleasure. So there should not be pain to anyone from that decision and gain of pleasure. That is the main concept of human being in this second theory. Third मध्ये काय? Man is rational moral actor. As the focus is given on duties, man is acting as a national moral actor. Okay, so that is the concept, and type it is non-consequentialist. So this is the summary. So if we see that in detail, so already this we have seen: egoism description, example, utilitarianism, that we have seen. Non-consequentialist मध्ये ethics of duties. So utilitarianism is a good starting point for ethics of duties. That is the initial second theory, and then according to that, Kant has subsequently developed a theoretical framework through these principles that could derived called as a categorical imperative. Okay, so here is the summary of categorical imperative. Maxim आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये. Maxim म्हणजे काय? At any, so I have shown you that meaning also in the previous lecture. At any condition, whatever is the standard rule, त्याला म्हणतात येतं maxim. जसं आपण law 1, law 2, law 3 असं म्हणतो. Like that, here the word used it is maxim. So maxim is the standard rule which is applicable at any situation. Okay, so maxim, first maxim is consistency, second maxim is human dignity, and third one it is universality. Okay, so though here the words are difficult, you just try to understand its meaning in the simple language. Consistency म्हणजे काय? moral consistency is ability to consistently predict the action of another individual based on their moral attitude. Suppose if two people are involved in the business, so at a particular situation, what other person will take the decision based on their moral attitudes, that should be predictable continuously. किंवा त्या prediction मध्ये consistency पाहिजे. Okay, that is one aspect. And another meaning here it is act only according to that maxim by which you can at the same time will that act should become a universal law. Okay, so first and third, those are mostly related to each other. Consistently, you should be able to predict the action of another individual based on their moral attitudes. म्हणजे त्याच्या moral attitude वरून त्याचं behavior तुम्ही किती predict करू शकता, त्याच्यामध्ये किती consistency आहे. So that is the first point. Human dignity means what? Obviously, always you should give the importance to all the human values. So dignity is both a principle of law and moral idea, the principle of the highest importance. So in the ethical theories, in connection between dignity and human right, namely rights derived from the inherent dignity of the human person, all of these meaning are relevant to the business ethics. So obviously human values are the main focus. So you should take care about that. That is the second part or second maxim of this categorical imperative. Third one is universality. Whatever you are behaving or whatever you are acting in a particular situation, that act should be such that it is universally accepted. So obviously universally accepted असेल ती जर हवी असेल तर obviously it should be very or it should following the moral values or it should following the ethics. Okay, so the behavior or pattern characteristics of all members of a particular culture or all human beings in the ethical theories, universally it allows freedom of all directions. For example, what is good and what is bad at a particular situation, what is right and wrong in a country or culture is also the same accepted by other countries or cultures as good or bad, right or wrong. Means whatever is the action you are going to take, that should be such that it should be universally accepted. Like means obviously जर universally accepted ती असायला पाहिजे असेल तर ती moralist व्हायला पाहिजे. It should not be immoral things. Okay, so universality is the third aspect. For example, fraud is bad. Universally कुठेही तुम्ही बघितलं तर असं नाही की ह्या कंट्री मध्ये frauding is accepted and in second country it is not accepted. So fraud is bad ethics and that is universally accepted. Beyond the culture and beyond the countries, that principle it is accepted. असे काही तीन बेसिक प्रिन्सिपल ह्या कॅटेगरिकल इम्पेरेटिव्ह मध्ये include केलेले आहेत. So that you can just understand from your information. Okay, so that three maxims are consistency, human dignity and universality. So that is main baseline for this second theory. That is, what is this third theory? Ethics of duties. पहिल्या दोन बघितल्या आपण, तिसरी आता डिस्कस केली. Ethics of duties. The focus is given on the duty and the main guideline, that is categorical imperative. Okay, so that consists of three maxims. आता fourth theory आहे ethics of right and justice. So ethics of right and justice मध्ये काय असणार obviously? So ethics of right and justice, that is invented by this John. So two Johns have invented right and justice theory. Focus is on rights. इथं जसं फोकस ड्युटी वरती होता तसं इथं फोकस आहे what is the right of the individual stakeholders. So right is given more focus. Rule is what? Respect for human being. As it consists of right and justice, the rule is respect for human being. Concept of human being, how we are treating the human being. Man is being, or man is a being that is distinguished by dignity. So man is distinguished by the dignity. So what is his, as per his right and by considering the justice, what is the dignity that is considered in the concept of human being. And type it is non-consequentialist. तर काय इफेक्ट होणार आहे हे कन्सिडर न करता त्या इंडिव्हिज्युअल पर्सनचे किंवा इंडिव्हिज्युअल स्टेक होल्डरचे राइट्स काय आहेत, what justice is expected to be given to that person, these 2 points are considered and this theory it is elaborated. Okay, so that's why we will see this is simple one. Last, ethics of right and justice. So ethics of right and justice is conceptualized the nation of natural rights or moral claims that human were entitled to and which should be respected and protected. See, I will do one thing. Whatever are these PPTs, I will slightly modify it because somewhere it is having some difficult language. So I will modify it up to tomorrow and I will upload the modified PPT in your study material. Okay, so you can check that. So because this is having somewhat difficult technical words which may be difficult for you to understand. So I will modify it in the simple language and I will also minimize the points. Okay, so or this I will put as an additional material, and whatever is the optimized and modified in simple language that I will upload in the main PPT part. Okay, take a look at what I am telling. This also I will put, but that will be in the additional material. And main तुमचे PPT चा जो column आहे, there I will put the modified and optimized one that you can refer for understanding. Okay. So natural rights. Right means what? Here, hakka. So natural rights are certain basic, important, unalienable entitlements that should be respected and protected in every single action. So obviously, whatever are the rights of each stakeholder, rights of customer, right of the supplier, right of the businessman, at every action or in the every action that is taken by any of the stakeholder or in any situation, that rights should be preserved. Okay, so that is the meaning of this natural right point. Okay, then natural rights refer to mostly today's based on a certain consensus of all human beings about nature of human dignity in the ethics. Okay, so by considering the human dignity, what are the rights that should be given, that or that are expected to be given, that should be actually given in every single action. That is first point. And justice means what? Justice can be defined as, so see, आपण बऱ्याचदा justice हा शब्द easily वापरतो, but what is the actual definition? So justice can be defined as the simultaneously fair treatment of individuals in a given situation. So simultaneously the fair treatment should be given to the everyone. Means whatever is the behavior with one person, that same should be there for the all. Means there should not be any partiality or there should not be any personal influences in the business. That is called as justice. मग ह्या theory मध्ये basic right of human being are considered and accordingly the care is taken that there is no any injustice for any of the person. That is the concept of this theory. So is whether it is clear, these two theories? Yes, it's very simple one. समजलं का लास्टच्या दोन नॉन कन्सिक्वेन्शियलिस्ट मधल्या दोन theories? Is it clear? Yes, give some answers.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the main point in ethics of duties? What is considered in ethics of duties? Yes. Ethics of duties मध्ये काय consider केलं जातं सांगा मला. Briefly you summarize these two theories, please. Anybody? Vaishnavi, can you summarize it? or who was giving answer, that person can continue. Yes, who was giving answer? Meenakshi and Vaishnavi. Anybody else? What are key points of these two theories? Give the answer. I am waiting. काय असतं ethics of duty मध्ये? या theory मध्ये काय असतं? Yes, Ganesh. Am I audible? Yes. Meenakshi, can you
Yes,
answer
ma'am.
for this? What is the basic concept here? Ethics of duties and right of justice. Summarize it in 1 or 2 points. Then we will go to the next ethical theory. In ethics of duties, what is the main focus?
Duties is the main focus.
Duties is the main focus. And categorical imperative is the guideline. In right and justice theory, what is main focus?
Rights.
Rights of the people. So we have to take care every time that whatever is the right of the human dignity, that right should be given to the every person, and there should not be any injustice with any of the stakeholders. Okay, so that is the main concept here. So here is the summary of all that 4 major normative ethical theory. आता normative ethical theory चे in detail description आहे या chapter मध्ये, particular slides मध्ये. So normative ethical theory, is it clear? First ethical theory. काय काय बघितलं आपण? जनरल प्रिन्सिपल, त्याच्यामध्ये काय सब पॉइंट एक्सप्लेन आहेत? इंडिव्हिज्युअल और इन्स्टिट्यूशनल मॉरॅलिटी, क्वेश्चनिंग वर्सेस एक्सेप्टिंग कॅपिटलिझम, ट्रॅडिशनल एथिक्स थेरीज. सो अगेन दिस 2 कन्सेप्ट्स वी हॅव सीन, आणि हे 4 टाइप आपण बघितले नॉर्मेटिव्ह एथिकल थेअरीचे. जर नॉर्मेटिव्ह एथिकल थेअरी वरती क्वेश्चन आला सेपरेटली, if it is for 4 marks, you can write basic concept. You can write these 4 theories, and any one theory you can explain in detail. Okay. Then the second theory, now we are going to start. So what is the second theory? Normative, and second one it is descriptive. Now this descriptive theory is also going to be covered in second chapter in detail, because there we are going to see stepwise how the decisions are taken. In decision making process, what are the different steps involved, that we are going to see in detail in the second chapter. Okay, so that's why we will see this second theory here. Normative is clear. Shall we start with this second? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So descriptive ethical theories. So the name itself indicates that descriptive business ethics theories. आता normative मध्ये काय असतं? The situation is not given more importance. Whatever are the basic norms, whatever are the basic moral principles, whatever are the traditional principles, based on that the theory is explained. पण आता descriptive ethical theory मध्ये काय? The focus is more given on the situation. म्हणजे normative ethical theory फक्त basic rules काय आहेत, basic principle काय आहेत ते explain करते. आणि descriptive ethical theory means what? Actually how the ethics should be followed. So we can see that 2 words. Normative explains what is ethics, what are basic rules, and descriptive theory explains how that ethics should be implemented in your practical steps. That is the main difference, that you can highlight that 2 words. Normative explains what, and descriptive explains how the thing should be done. Okay. So descriptive business ethics theories seek to describe how the ethics decisions are actually made in the business, how actually the decisions are made by following the ethics that is explained in this descriptive ethical theory, and what influences the process and outcome of these decisions that is explained in this descriptive ethical theories. So same it is given here. Normative ethical theories provides us, just a minute. So same it is given here. So normative ethical theories provide us what business people do, whereas descriptive ethical theories seek us what business people actually do and why they do that. Or simply I can use here one more word, that how the ethics is implemented in the practical steps. That is explained in this descriptive ethical theories. Okay. So descriptive business ethics theories explain, or that can be explained by considering the following points, or we will see here stages in the ethical decision making. म्हणजे actually proper decision कसा घ्यायचा by following the ethics. That is explained in this descriptive ethical theory. So what are the steps? Which 4 steps are mainly followed in descriptive ethical theories? So those are given here. So I will just read it. In a review of research on ethical decision making in business, Farrell and Mansfield suggest that John's model, आता हे जे मॉडेल आहेत ethical decision making मधले, ते आपल्याला second chapter मध्ये in detail study करायचे. Okay, so right now I am not explaining more about this model because this point is going to be again repeated in the second chapter, because second chapter is ethical decision management. So there also these models we are going to see. So here just we will see what are the stages in ethical decision making. So what stages are followed, or what process is followed for ethical decision making? So individual move through process whereby, so the first step in the process is recognize the moral issue. I will read all the steps first, then I will go one by one. Recognize the moral issue, first step. Second, make some kind of moral judgment about the issue. See, these words are very simple, but we have to see it with some example. First step is recognize the moral issue in the business. Second, make some kind of moral judgment about the issue. Third, establish an intention to act upon that judgment. And fourth, finally, actually act according to their intentions. So these are main 4 steps which are involved in decision making by considering the ethics. So we will see one by one that 4 steps. So first step, it is what? First, recognize the moral issue. So this decision making or this descriptive ethical theory that is useful for taking right actions in the day-to-day life for that businessman. For every or for solving of any issue when you are dealing with the business in day-to-day life, practically this theory it is helpful. So what are the main step? पहिली step काय आहे? Recognize the moral issue. एखाद्या बिझनेस मध्ये किंवा एखाद्या पॉइंट मध्ये whenever there is any problem or when you feel that ethics it is not followed, so what is the first issue that you have to identify, or first step, recognize the moral issue. त्या पर्टिक्युलर प्रोसेस मध्ये किंवा त्या ऍक्शन मध्ये what moral issue has been occurred. So for example, we will take very simple example. की आता एखादा मटेरियल आहे, तुम्ही कस्टमरला सप्लाय केलं, you have supplied that particular product to the customer, and frequently you are getting the complaints from the customers that the product is not having quality as per the previous one. म्हणजे suddenly तुम्हाला त्या प्रोडक्टच्या क्वालिटी बद्दल कंप्लेंट यायला लागली. So you consider that particular situation. So how you will handle that situation, that you can consider, and this step we will apply for that particular situation. Okay, you get complaint about that particular product quality from the customers, and you also get one news, or you get one information that somebody in your sector is having some problems, or that person is doing some bad practice or some malpractice in the production of that product. So if you get that information, you understand the example what I am telling. Suppose you are selling the product to the customers. It is good, sale is good, but suddenly you receive many complaints about quality of the product, and when you do analysis about that complaint, you come to know that, or you get the information that somebody in the production sector is following some wrong practice or following some malpractice in the production of that material. So how this descriptive ethical theory will help you take the right action at that particular moment, or how it will help you to take the proper decision. So first step, recognize the moral issue. So here first you have to identify. So what is that moral issue? So here that moral issue is related with the person, or that moral issue is related with the man who is following that malpractice. किंवा जिथं काही good engineering practices follow न करता, if that material is going to be manufactured. So first we have to identify what is the moral issue. So moral issue here it is the person is not following ethics, or there is some personal influences in that particular issue, whatever is been find out. Okay, so recognize the moral issue. So first moral issue we have to recognize, then make some kind of moral judgment about the issue. So once you identify the moral issue ka hai, that person is not following the ethics, then second step, you have to make some kind of moral judgment about that issue. So you have to make some judgment that why this is happening. Ekda tumhe moral issue identify kela. Next you have to make some judgment about why this might have occurred. So why that person is not following the ethics, or why that person it is producing the shoddy or some faulty material in that process. That's a judgment करावं लागतं. So second step is we have to make the moral judgment about that issue. So what can be the judgment, or what can be the possible things here? Either that person is getting some personal economical benefits because of this material. That is one kind of judgment. Or there may be some personal influences, म्हणजे त्या माणसाचं काहीतरी company मध्ये, if intentionally he wants to spoil the reputation of the company, that may be the another judgment. Or third one, it is he might be involved or he might be there with some of your competitors illegally, and that's why as per their instructions that person might be doing that. Like that the judgments we have to make. एकदा moral issue identify केला की second step मध्ये तुम्हाला त्याचं judgment घ्यावं लागतं की हा issue कशामुळे निर्माण झाला असेल. That is the second step. Then third one, it is establish an intention to act upon the judgment. So once you have some judgments with you, you have to establish an intention to act upon the judgment. So some actions you have to decide about that judgment. So for example, if you feel that person is getting some economic profit because of that use of that shoddy material, then you can ask that person very straightforwardly that these are the complaints, and you can ask for the explanation. Or if you feel that person is with one of your competitors, so like that also indirectly you can make the inquiry and you can take decision about the action. And finally, final step is finally actually act according to their intention. So suppose you feel that person is not honest, or that history of that person is also not good, you can directly take the decision of either to discuss with that person and solve that issue by giving warning, or directly you can take the decision that changing that person from that particular workplace. म्हणजे जे काही तुमचे मॉरल जजमेंट आहेत त्याच्यानुसार तुम्ही इंटेन्शन्स एस्टॅब्लिश करायचे, what you have to do, and last step it is you have to finally take the action as per your intention. So these are the 4 main steps which are there in the descriptive ethical theory. Okay, so this model, the model distinguishes between knowing what is right and wrong to do and actually doing something. म्हणजे जसं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की what and how, किंवा काय चांगलं आहे काय वाईट आहे ते नॉर्मेटिव्ह इथिकल थेअरी मध्ये दिलेलं असतं, पण actually doing that things, actually implementing that things, that is explained in this descriptive ethical theories. Normative ethical theory मध्ये काय चांगलं आहे काय वाईट आहे, what to do, what not to do, that is explained. And in descriptive ethical theory, the description is about how to do the particular thing So how to do that thing actually, that is explained in this decision making, or that is explained in this descriptive ethical theories. Okay, so is that clear? That's why here the points in descriptive ethical theories are stages in the ethical decision making. So whether if it is clear? Yes. Saini, whether the difference is clear between normative ethical theory and descriptive ethical theory?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. आता हे जे पुढचे points आहेत त्याच्यामधले, I will just show you that point, but that points we are going to see in second chapter in detail. आता हे 4 steps आहेत. जर descriptive ethical theory विचारलं तर ह्याचे introduction लिहायचं. You have to write that 4 stages in the ethical decision making by taking some example. So what is the relationship with normative ethical theory? That also I have told. The role of normative ethical theory in stages of ethical decision making is primarily in relation to moral judgment. म्हणजे काय आहे normative ethical theory चं relationship with descriptive ethical theory? Descriptive ethical theory मध्ये stages explain केल्यात. मग त्या एखाद्या स्टेज मध्ये एखादं डिसिजन घेत असताना obviously you have to use the normative ethical theory. Okay, so moral judgments when you have to take, for example इथं एक स्टेप आहे, take some moral judgment about the issue. मग हे moral judgment issue चं घेण्यासाठी आपल्याला काय करावं लागेल? Obviously we have to take reference of the normative ethical theory. That's why to take decisions in descriptive ethical theory we have to refer the normative ethical theories. Okay, so that is the relationship between that 2 theories. So that is given. Now here the next slides are about influences on ethical decision making. So again these points we are going to see in detail in the second chapter. So we will take this point in the second chapter only. So what अजून decision making मध्ये काय काय parameters आहेत which are influencing on the decision making process. So that we are going to see in the second chapter in detail. Okay, so here we are completing our first chapter. So whether everything is clear about whatever we have seen in the first chapter? Yes, काय काय बघितलं आपण फर्स्ट चॅप्टर मध्ये सांगा मला. See here what we have seen in this first chapter. Quickly, if we have to revise the contents of first chapter, we have started with business ethics overview. What is business ethics? Why it is required? So first point we have seen overview of business ethics. Then importance of business ethics मध्ये 11 पॉइंट बघितले आपण. Consumer movement, consumer satisfaction, stop business malpractices. That points we have seen. Next, globalization. Key context दोन आहेत business ethics मध्ये. First one is globalization. Globalization मध्ये 3 issues आहेत. Cultural, then legal issues, and third one it is accountability issue. So by considering that 3 issues, we have seen how the globalization is affecting on the business ethics. So you tell me, just you give me one answer for the question so that I will get confirmation that you have understood it. So you tell me that the cultural issues are more in domestic level business or international, in the globalized business. Cultural issues are more in which type of business, domestic or globalized level?
In a globalization level.
Yes, correct. Then sustainability. So sustainability, business should have sustainable development. म्हणजे तुमची present ची movement आहे, that should or whatever is the current development, because of that the future generation should not have any compromisation. That is the sustainable development. 3 point ahead. Economically, it should be sustainable. Environmental point of view, it should be sustainable, and social point of view, it should be sustainable. That is triple bottom line. So that things we have seen. After that, these ethical theories we have seen. Okay, normative मध्ये 4 type बघितले आपण परत. Egoism, utilitarianism, ethics of duties, right and justice. Then descriptive ethical theory is explaining what are the 4 steps in the decision making. Okay, and again in detail about this decision making we are going to see in this second chapter. Okay, so whether the points are clear from chapter number 1. See, as it was the first chapter, I have taken it somewhat slowly. So whether the points are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will discuss these assignment questions and MCQs also we will discuss. And in your study material, I have also added some additional MCQs for your interest, and anytime that test I will take for this MCQ or any other kind of test can be taken anytime. So you please be prepared. Okay. So first question. My screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So first question is explain overview and importance of business ethics. So first point in this chapter that we have seen. Overview of business ethics. Definition लिहायची. काय असतं business ethics मध्ये? And then second, importance of business ethics. So you have to write this 11 points in the importance of business ethics. Then second question. Explain globalization, a key context for business ethics. So how the globalization is related with the business ethics, that you have to write. So you have to write the definition of globalization, 3 issues in the globalization, and how those are affecting on the business ethics. So that you have to write in detail. Sustainability मध्ये सुद्धा 3 point तुम्हाला explain करावे लागतील. Okay, so here also economical, environmental and economical. That 3 points you have to explain. Then next, explain in detail normative and descriptive ethical theories. So already a lot of discussion we have made on this. So contemporary ethical theories, actually that is not compulsory. So I will not include in that. So contemporary ethical theories, these 2 are only expected in the syllabus, normative and descriptive. Then write a short note on importance of business ethics. So this type of questions are somewhat repeated. So main Here only questions are. So what kind of questions can be asked? Separately short notes सुद्धा त्याच्यावरती विचारली जाऊ शकते. That's why I have kept that question separate. But while writing the assignment, for example, the contemporary, descriptive ethical theory, write short note. If that point it is covered here in detail, you need not to write this question again. Okay, so like that you have to write down the answers for the assignment. Okay, so is it clear? Assignment questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will discuss about that MCQs. So here the answers are also given. So first is dash is the study of business situation, activities and decisions where issues of right and wrong are addressed. So where what is the business situation where the decisions are taken? So that is nothing but business ethics. So business ethics is the answer for that. Business ethics is the study of business situation, activities and decisions where the issues of right and wrong are addressed. Then second, some businessmen do dash by indulging in unfair trade practices like black marketing, artificial high pricing. So what that practices are called as business malpractices. Okay, so very simple. This question it is. Business malpractices म्हणजे जे काही चुकीच्या bad ethical practices followed that are known by this technical word as business malpractices. Then third, dash is the progressive eroding of the relevance of territorial basis on the social, economical and political activities, process and relations. So that is nothing but the globalization. Okay, so though the countries are physically apart, technologically they are connected to each other. So globalization is the answer for this. Then dash is development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of future generation. So that is called as the sustainability. So if it is sustainable development, then only it is not impacting on the future. So on these points we have seen, based on that only these MCQs are there. Then dash are moral philosophy or ethics concerned with criteria of what is morally right and wrong. Basically काय right and wrong आहे हे कुठल्या theory मध्ये explain केलं जातं? So that is explained in the normative ethical theory. Philosophy शी related जी theory असते, that is the normative ethical theory. Then next, dash an action is morally right if the decision makers freely decides in order to pursue either their desires or interests. So that is nothing but the egoism. Second question is dash an action is morally right if it results in the greatest amount of good for the greatest number of people. So that is nothing but this utilitarianism. Okay, that is there. आता इथे काय विचारले कुठल्या theory मध्ये which describe how the ethical decisions are actually made. How the ethical decisions are made, actually that is explained in which type of theory? How the decisions are made? कुठल्या theory मध्ये explain केलेलं असतं सांगा मला. Normative or descriptive? What means normative and how means? In which theory it is explained? How
Descriptive.
the decisions? Descriptive. Okay, so descriptive is the answer for this. Then dash refers to the different levels of reasoning that individual can apply to ethical issues and problems. Okay, so that is the cognitive. So these are the some additional questions which are not exactly related with syllabus, but additionally these next questions are there. Okay, so that we will see in the next lecture. So today we will stop here. Just you can type your number and you can leave the meeting.